Hey everybody, my name is Glenn. I'll be instructing our ranch stretch class for the morning. This is our normal morning stretch, my normal morning stretch. I like to start with the foam roller. I have my regular yoga mat, my foam roller, a yoga block, anything will do. You can use anything as a block just to support your body, and a gym towel, just in case I need it to support my knees. We're going to start on the foam roller. It's a great way to warm the body up before we actually stretch it, because it's hard to stretch cold muscles. So it's a great way to warm up. And if you foam roll in the morning, you're going to have a much looser day. Your muscles will be a lot more pliable for the afternoon. So let's go. So I like to start on my legs and work my way up my body. Hands are at my sides, lifting my backside off the ground and extending my body forward. So forward and back on those calves, it feels pretty gnarly sometimes. If we've been hiking all day, they might be sore. But we don't want to just do forward and back. We want to take the toes to the right and get the inside of one and the left, the outside of the other. And go back and forth, forward and back, right and left. Just a few times. You're going to feel the heat already by lifting the body up. And you're going to warm your body up immediately. Then you're going to take that foam roller, put it back underneath our hamstrings. Once again, lifting up, forward and back, forward and back. What we notice though, is because our hamstrings are so big, there's so much surface area, you don't feel much. So bend your left leg. Let's focus on one at a time. Back and forth on the right side, but don't just go down the middle. Take your toes out to the right, get to the outside edge of that leg, and take your toes into the inside. Get the inside edge of that muscle. We want to get the whole surface area of it. So we want to move around. I'm not tipping over to my IT band. I'll save that for another time. Right now, I'm just making those muscles nice and flexible and pliable. And switch sides, bend the right leg, extend the left leg out, move those toes to the left and to the right, making sure we get all the way through the surface area of our hamstrings. It's simple, not too difficult, just a few times up and back. Then kick that foam roller underneath your butt. Tush, as my grandmother would say. Tip over to the right side. We're just going to go 6 inches back and forth right here. 6 inches, 8 inches, just over the glute. If that feels good, you can make it a little bit more intense by crossing the right leg over, or whichever leg. This will pull the muscles apart and give you access deeper into the piriformis muscle deep down inside there. If you can handle that, do that a few times back and forth, and then we'll switch sides. Drop that leg down, shift over to the left, back and forth, just back and forth a few times. If you feel anything crunchy in there, just focus on it, maybe move only a couple inches back and forth. And once again, if that feels okay, cross that left leg over and get deeper inside, down into the piriformis muscle, which connects all the way down into your leg and can create some sciatic issues if we're tense or tight in that muscle. Once again, that's that piriformis muscle deep in there. Once you go back and forth a couple times there, you're going to come off of the foam roller. You'll be facing it. This is the most technical of our foam rolling exercises. It's for the front of our shin, but not the very front, the outside edge. So I'm going to take my right leg and cross it in front, place the foam roller right on there, and bring my hands down. Similar to half pigeon if you're familiar with yoga. You're going to take the leg out and back, nice and easily. This muscle here, the anterior tibialis, it's that soft spot on the outside of your shin, gets so much action when you are walking. Every time you take a step, you have to flex the foot up and down, and that's that flex in that muscle. So if you did 10,000 steps today, 5,000 were on this side. If you did 20,000 steps, 10,000 flexions on that side. So up and back a few times on the right. We'll switch sides. Left leg comes in front. Foam roller goes in front of that left leg on the soft spot of the shin and out and back. It also provides a nice little stretch in our hips by scissoring out those hips a little bit. So up and back about 5 or 6 times. Once again, we are not going to fix everything this way, but we will make it a little looser, a little warmer, and create some movement. So when we do start stretching, we're a little bit stretchier. That's a technical term. Bring the knees back down. Now you're going to take that foam roller right in front of the legs. Come into a forearm plank. This is not everybody's favorite, but it works really well. Forearms down in front of you into a forearm plank, and we're going to roll out our quads back and forth. Once again, like our hamstrings, the quads are very big muscles, and there's 4 of them, hence the name quad. So we want to make sure we take the legs over to the right, get the outside edge of one and the inside of the other, and take the legs over to the left. And move side to side, getting all areas of the whole surface area of our quads. Back and forth, side to side, just a few because this does not feel great, but it works great. Once you've had enough, you're going to come down, move that foam roller out of the way, and we'll turn over onto our backs. It's just a really 10-minute foam rolling exercise. Great to do before you take a class, before you go to a yoga class, before you do anything. Every morning, foam roll for a little bit, and you will have a more flexible day. The muscles will be more pliable. And now we got onto our backs, back and forth over those. I like to bring my arms up over my head and really move side to side and use that foam roller as a prop as much as a massaging tool. I like to go up and back just a few times. Up to you how many. And when I'm done, you just roll down, catch that foam roller right behind the back of the neck, and move the head side to side. There goes our soundtrack as birds. And so we're going to stretch out our yes muscles and our no muscles, but preferably just the yes muscles. And then lift their head up, roll that foam roller out from under you. And now we're flat on our mat. Bring the knees into the body, give them a squeeze. Check in with those hips. Make some circles right and left and right. Just moving around on the mat and getting some valuable information about where our body's at today. Pull the legs open and push them close. And then extend the left leg out and hold on to the right leg. We pause here. Gently pulling the right leg up, extending the left leg out, letting that hip flexor in the left side breathe a little bit. And then we switch. Right leg goes down. Blood fills into that space. Left leg comes up. Hands wrap around the left leg. Pull gently towards your body. We're not trying to touch our face with our knee. We're just giving a little gentle pressure. And let that leg go. Take a moment. Let the hip flexors rest for a second. Then walk the feet back towards you. Reach down and touch your heels with your fingertips. Now we're going to activate our glutes. It's important to activate the glutes so that they're useful for the rest of the day. We're going to do bridge pose. Push down evenly into the feet. Lift those hips up. Hold for a moment. Take a deep breath in. And exhale lower. We'll do that a few times. Inhale. Lift those hips, squeeze those glutes, press down evenly into the floor and tuck your chin and chest together. Then exhale lower. 3 more. Inhale. And exhale. It's a great way to get into the breath. Inhale. And exhale. Last time here. Inhale, lift up. We're going to hold here for a moment. Bring the hands beneath us into a full bridge pose. Push down into the pinkies. Tuck the chin into the chest and lift those hips as high as you can. Take a breath. And exhale. Release the hands. Lower the back. Bring the soles of the feet together and your knees out wide. We just take a moment. Bring your hands to your core, your belly. Feel your heart beating under one hand, your belly lifting and rising with the other. And while we're doing this, the legs are opening up and the adductors are stretching. Deep breath in and easy mindful exhale out. And close the knees up like a book. Cross the right over the left. Flex the right foot. Make sure there's no torque on the knee. Reach up under your left leg and wrap your hands around the back of the left leg. Now, without making any pulling towards your body, you're gently going to push the right leg forward into the left and create nice flex in the right side in your glute. We're going to activate those glute muscles so they help us throughout the day. All I'm doing with my hands is supporting my left leg, and I'm pushing forward. Take a deep breath in. And on the breath out, relax the body. Now a little bit of pull in the arms and a little bit of pressure in the right elbow. You'll feel this a little bit more in the back of the right glute. As long as there's no extra torque on the knee, I'm okay. If there is any pain or discomfort in that knee, release the pressure. This isn't about creating any pressure in the knee, it's all about the right glute. Lower the left leg down, drop the right leg down next to it. We switch sides. Left leg crosses over the right. Reach up for the back of the right leg, support that right leg so it doesn't move, and then push gently forward this way into your left leg and right leg. Your left leg into your right leg. Take a breath or two. Trying to relax the face, the rest of the body. The only tension here is in the arms and the legs. Now gently pull the knee towards you as you push into the left elbow very lightly. No, we don't want to add any torque to the left knee. If there is any discomfort or pain, just release and start back where you came from. Drop the right leg down, left leg drops next to it. Reach down, touch your heels one more time and lift those hips up into bridge pose. Resetting those twists and drop those hips down. Soles of the feet together, knees out wide, hands to the back of the neck. We're going to do a little belly up core just to activate and get those muscles going for the day. Hands behind the back of the neck. Take a breath in. Exhale, lift the shoulders off the mat, bring the face towards the sky, push the core into the floor, and lower it. Inhale, and lift. Down and up for about 30 seconds. The goal here is to not pull your head up with your hands, just easily letting the legs open, curling the body up with the core, and creating some nice activity down in our core muscles, our abs, and preparing them for the rest of the day. Get into the breath. Relax the legs, let them open up a little bit more. We're here for 10, 9, 8, 7. Last 3, 2, and last 1. Lift up, lower down and relax. Relax the face, relax the neck, bring the hands to the core, and just let the legs open up. So with the core activated, we move on, bring the legs together, grab right behind the back of the legs and roll forward. Scoot into the middle of the mat. Cross your legs and come onto your hands and your knees. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees under the hips. Nice little tabletop pose. We pause here, we find a nice little the center of our chest in between our shoulders. Inhale, belly drops, gaze goes up, and we do a breathing exercise. This is called cow pose. We look up, we arch the back, take a deep breath in, and exhale. Round the back, dome the spine, pull the belly in, tuck the tailbone down. Inhale, cow pose, belly drops, gaze goes up, and exhale, cat pose. Round the back and dome the spine. Couple more. First down, then up. Make sure you're breathing throughout the whole thing. Inhale, cow pose, belly drops, gaze goes up. And exhale, cat pose. Round the back, down the spine, tuck the tailbone straight down, and pull the belly in towards the spine. All right, come back to that neutral back. Tuck the toes under, and lift the hips, down dog. From our down dog pose, we want to work on one leg at a time. We're going to bend the right leg and push deep into that left heel. This will also mean that we can push into our right hand and press that right hand into the floor and feel that left heel going closer to the mat. On our breath, we switch sides. Right heel down, left knee bends, left palm pushes into the floor, and we breathe. Couple breaths on this side. We switch. One breath on each side just to check in. And then both heels towards the floor, chest towards the toes. Bit of that big down dog pose. Then walk the hands back towards your feet. Bend the knees and let the body hang. Shake the head, yes and no. Make sure you stop on a yes. Sit the hips back really far. Look forward and stand straight up. When you stand straight up, lift the arms over the head, take a breath. And exhale, bring the feet together and the right hand down to the right side. Left hand up and over towards the right wall. You can bring the hand on the hip or just down the legs, supporting our right side. This is about the left side stretch, not the right. Probably faced you guys. And we switch sides. Left hand down, right hand up and over. Once again, trying to keep the body from leaning forward and back, just a side bend. Deep breath in. And exhale, right hand comes down. Bring your hands behind you, palms together. Pull the shoulders back and down. Squeeze the shoulder blades together like you're grabbing something between them. Look up and breathe in. This is going to force you to take a belly breath. This is our anti-cell phone pose. Relax. We're strengthening the shoulders and the back and stretching out the chest. Move those arms around, shake them a little bit. If you need to dust anything off, just dust it off. Hope you're having a great day. Get ready for that morning. Then lift those arms back overhead. Inhale and forward fold. We're going to come back down to the mat. Check in with your forward fold if it feels okay. You can stop halfway down, extend the top of the head forward. Come a little further down, bring those hands down to the mat. Bend the knees and walk them forward. And lower the knees right down underneath you. Step your right foot forward into a lunge. So runner's lunge here. Push into that right leg. Untuck the left toes. And if you need to, this is what the towel's for. You can throw it right under your knee if you need any extra support. Our hands are down first. Not too much pressure on that left psoas. But as I bring my hands up to my knee and lift my upper body, I want to keep my hips square, my knee straight ahead, my leg going back. There's going to be an increased stretch in my left iliopsoas muscle, right here, up the left side of the body. I'm going to push forward, try and keep my shoulders, my hips nice and square. And I can use my block now for balance. I'm going to put it under my right hand and lift my left arm up, creating a line from those left toes to the fingertips and stretching even deeper all the way down my left side. If I want to increase that, and look a little bit over to the right side and back a little bit more. Take a deep breath in. And come back to the center. Lower your left hand. Bring both hands down and sit back over your left leg and straighten your right. If you need your block for balance, go for it. Flex your toes back towards you. If the leg doesn't straighten, this is our morning stretch. Mine doesn't always straighten either. It's early. And then bring your body over the right leg. Try and keep your shoulders level. So if you have a block, ideally 2 blocks or fingertips down on the mat. Take a breath and then come forward. Bend the right knee. Bring the left hand to the inside of that right leg and lift your right hand up towards the ceiling. You're going to push down into the left hand, extend through the right fingertips, and look up. Take a couple of deep breaths here. This is one of those poses where the pose affects your breath, and then the breath will affect the pose. One more big inhale. Exhale, right hand comes down. Scoot that right leg back. We're going to switch sides and move my towel under my right knee. Step the left leg forward into a lunge. Press forward into my left knee. Really preparing the right side. So this is now the right psoas. Not much going on yet, but as I bring my hands to the top of my knee and I lift my upper body, we get into this crescent moon shape. And we push forward into the left leg, creating that strain, and then stretch on the right side. And then the left hand for balance, right hand to the ceiling. So as we do this and we lift, we create that connection from the toes to the fingertips. We have this deep stretch on that right side. If you want, look over to the left and lean back a little bit more. You'll have a bit more stretch. And then come forward, lower the hands, sit back over the right leg and straighten the left leg. Bring the body as square as you can, pulling back through the left hip, and bringing the upper body over the left leg nice and straight. Does not matter if you can touch your face to your knee or ever if that happens. Then bend the left leg, come forward, right hand to the inside of the left foot, left hand to the ceiling. Take a deep breath in and breath out. One more time, inhale, look up, big breath. And exhale, left hand comes down. Rather than stepping back, let's step forward. Both feet to the top of the mat, right into a forward fold. Come up halfway, extend the top of the head forward, tailbone back, 90-degree bend in the hips. And when you're ready, take a breath in and fold even deeper over your legs. In yoga, you do not need to be able to touch your toes to be able to do yoga. You just have to show up to class and get on your mat. Bend the knees. Inhale, mountain pose. Rise up. Arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Samastitihi, standing in attention. We'll do a few sun salutations now. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, fold. Nice and slow. Flat back. Arms come down. Hips are up. Head comes down towards the feet and in towards the legs. If you can't touch your toes, no big deal. Bring your hands to your shins and come down. Bend the knees slightly. Look forward. Inhale, rise up. Mountain. Exhale, hands to heart. This is more about our breath than anything else. Inhale, big breath in. Exhale, fold. We'll do that all one more time. Full breath out when you get to the bottom. Inhale, last time, full round, arms up overhead, mountain. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale to the sky. And forward fold. Hopefully on this last forward fold, you notice a little bit more length in the body and the muscles. You can maybe touch further down the legs or even the floor. Last time we rise up, inhale. I like to bend my knees and come up. Hands to heart and pause. We're going to take our right arm out in front of us and over to the left. And just hook that arm in there. We're going to stretch out that shoulder. You're going to stand up nice and straight. Just work on that shoulder. Right hand up and down the back. Left hand reaches up for that shoulder. We're just gently, not pulling, but not cranking, just a nice stretch in that right arm. If you want, you push the head back a little bit. And then relax. Let that arm go, shake out anything you loosened up, and we switch sides. Left hand over to the right. Pull into that right shoulder, left shoulder. And up and down the back. Palm into the middle of the back. Right arm pulls on the left elbow. Stand up nice and straight. If you notice yourself crooked or curving, just notice the best you can. Stand up straight. And when you're done, shake out both sides. Move those shoulders around. Head and neck side to side. Check in with the body. Make sure you feel okay. If there's any sticky spots, re-stretch those spots. If not, move on. Take your breath. Arms up overhead. I'm going to move this way and forward fold. I want you to take a step back on your mat. Lift your heels and squat. If you have knee issues and this isn't accessible to you, you can go right down onto your backside. If this feels okay and you don't think your toes are going to break off, push the tops of your feet forward a little bit. We spend so much time walking around, but we never stretch out our feet. So this is a great chance for that. If that felt good, you can actually lower the knees down and sit back down on your heels. We call this yoga torture. But if you don't think your toes are going to break off, then ease into it. If you do, then come right back. Untuck those toes. If there's any pain, we want to avoid that. And and then untuck the toes. Sit back down on your heels. Once again, if you have healthy knees and you can do this, sit back down on your heels and lean back a little bit. We're going to stretch out the fronts and the tops of our ankles and our feet. If that's not accessible to you, once again, just come down to your butt and we'll meet you there. Because we'll all be there shortly. Once we're done with that, we move off to our heels. Bring the right leg out and the left leg in. This is my left leg. I'm mirroring. I'm just going to call it my left leg because it is my left. Bring your left hand over to your right leg. Right hand behind you. Look back over that shoulder and then reach up and over and stretch towards those left toes. Take a couple of breaths. It's not easy here. This is a huge side bend. A couple of breaths will help. And then come on back. Right hand comes down. Rotate the body so you're looking directly at the left toes. Flex the foot towards you and reach out towards those toes. Take your right hand. Try and pull the right shoulder down as you reach out. You can reach out for your legs. If you have your towel, you can utilize the towel or a strap, wrap it around the foot, and pull the body towards the leg, towards the toes. Try and keep the shoulders even. You don't want to be tipping side to side. This is supposed to be a nice stretch of a single leg. So right now, a single left leg. And come on back up, and we'll switch sides. Left in, right out. Take your right hand over to your left knee. Sit up nice and tall. Left hand over the head towards the right toes. We're just taking a big stretch in as we breathe. Really difficult to breathe here, so do your best. Deep inhales and deep exhales. Take about 3 breaths here. One more. And then come on back. Lower that left hand down. Rotate the body towards the right toes. Lift your right glute up. If you need the towel, go for it. Wrap it around your foot. Pull the shoulders forward, keeping the upper body nice and straight over the leg. If you don't need the towel, reach out. If you do, great. If you don't have a towel, just reach out towards your leg. Couple of deep breaths. You can count your breaths. You can do 3 breaths or 5 breaths, depending on how long you have to do your class or to do your morning stretch. You can pause things and hold for longer. Deep breath in. Exhale. Release that side. Bring the soles of the feet together, knees out wide. It's called Supta Baddha Konasana. It's called Baddha Konasana. Bound ankle pose. You're going to scoot the hips towards the heels. Open up those knees wide. Pull the shoulders back and down. This is a tough one. When I started yoga, I was down here. So over time, a little bit of progress. Shoulders are back and down. Head is lifted. And a smile, of course. Deep breath in. And the breath out. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Extend the legs out in front of you. Take your right leg, cross it over the left. Right hand behind you. Sit up nice and tall. We're going to hook that right leg with our left arm and look over the shoulder. You can do this by hugging the leg in, or you can put the elbow on the outside and twist. Depends on your comfortability and the comfortable you are with your lower back and twisting. We are not chiropractors here. I'm not trying to crack myself. I'm just getting a stretch. Come back to center. Switch the legs. Right leg out, left leg in. Bring your left hand behind you. Wrap your right hand around that leg. Look over the shoulder. Sit up nice and tall and take a few breaths here. And then come back to the center. Extend both legs out and reach out towards those toes for a forward fold. You don't have to touch your toes in a forward fold. Hopefully one day you can. If you can't, no big deal. Just keep showing up. Take a couple of deep breaths. And come on up. Now for our last move, because it's our morning stretch, finishing with the forward fold. There's no energy there. That's more of a nighttime, quiet thing. So bend your knees, bring your hands behind you. We'll do a reverse tabletop stretch. Lift those hips up, stretch out those shoulders, push those hips towards the ceiling and drop the head back. Take a deep breath in and exhale, lower down. We're going to cross our legs in front of us, bring our hands into our laps. We're going to just take a few deep breaths. You can close your eyes here. So, yoga is the practice of preparing for this meditation. So just taking a few minutes at the end of our practice to let the body settle for a moment, let the mind come into the body, bring the hands into the lap, take a deep breath in through the nose. Just relax the breath away. We'll do that a few times. Inhale and exhale. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale. And exhale. And on your own for the next couple of breaths, just take a moment, close your eyes, check in with your intentions for the day, maybe for the week. Check in with your goals. Set some goals for the day. And take a deep breath in together. Hold for a moment. Collective sigh. Ah. Two more like that. Inhale. Last one. Bring your hands to your chest, thumbs into the sternum. Take a moment to thank your body, the physical vessel, the body that carried you around all day long yesterday and the day before and will carry you around today. Thank you, body. Now bring your hands to your forehead, right to the center of your eyebrows, that space that is our self, the mental, the spiritual, the emotional body that got carried around all week. Thank it. And then bow forward to thank the people you get to share that with. Namaste.